Thank you. And it's now good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for the opportunity to be here with this distinguished group of panelists and speakers. As one of three generals on the panel, two military and one civilian, I thought about what I should say to you this morning, what should be my message. And I think I'll hearken back to most recent experiences. If you are a service chief, you are also a member of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And I want to talk to you this morning about, I believe, what is a somber assessment of the future of relations between the United States of America and Iran. If you look back a couple of years ago, you saw an example of that when the Iranian gunboats took the British sailors and Marines. Had those been American sailors and Marines? Had those boats opened fire on each other? Had there been the resulting casualties? That's an example of the kind of miscalculation that I'm talking about that can very rapidly spin into something much more significant. If you look at what's taking place today with regard to Iranian involvement, bona fide and specific Iranian involvement, both in Iraq and in Afghanistan, resulting in the death of American troops. The United States certainly is taking a dim view of that, and yet it seems to run a sine wave. It was worse during the summer. It seems to be abated some now. But the number and degree of Iranian involvements that we see in Afghanistan, I would say, are still increasing, especially with regard to long-range sniper weapons. The United States, I don't believe, can broker that on a continued basis without some level of response. I heard the other day on NPR where, in the wake of the 9/11 remembrances that our nation just recently experienced, there is some increasing level of discussion of Iranian involvement with those terrorists, and to the degree that there is now a Senate panel that is charged to investigate. We'll all anxiously await, of course, the outcome of that investigation. But overshadowing all of those is the dire concern that we have that within 24 months, Iran will field a nuclear weapon. Just recently, the president of the IAEA has said that he believes that's exactly the intent of the Iranian government. They have gone from a program of enriching uranium by 20% for energy to now a program that strives for 60%, which will give you weapons-grade uranium. The Iranians would say that it's because they need alternate sources of energy. But that's kind of like an Eskimo saying, I want to buy a freezer, okay? You can make do with what you've got. So, should that eventuate, what are the options? What is it that we then, with our national policy, can do? President Obama, as candidate Obama, said that is unacceptable, that Iran would have nuclear weapons. He has not yet said those exact words as our president, but he certainly has given every intonation of that. So, would containment work? Perhaps. But I'll tell you, it's our belief that it would ignite a weapons race in the Middle East, and proliferation would begin on a scale we have not seen in those countries and have not had to consider those potential circumstances for decades now. A middle course of action might be to not attack, but strike at those plants, at those centrifuges, and simply take down the capacity. We could do that. But all we would do is delay. You can't stop it. All you can do is postpone it. Aside from all of that, but very much a wild card, is the Israeli response to all of this. You don't need to read far into the news to understand that the Israelis see the development of Iranian nuclear capacity as an existential threat.